some of the things that suck, but also whatever cooks. But if you give us too much shit, we'll just get pissed off and quit. So don't do it. It's time for Marvel Comics Spotlight Show, telling you everything that we know. It's time for Marvel Comics Spotlight Show. Let's go. Let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Weird Science Marvel Comics Podcast, episode 611 or 111, whichever you want to go with. I'm here with my man, Matt. What up, Matt?
What up, Jim?
What is up is there's not a lot of books this week.
There
not
are
a lot of good ones. Well,
but they're
not for us.
X-Men again.
Yeah, well, they're the whole, Age of Revelation nonsense.
I got an idea, Marvel. Let's triple down on our worst thing right now, the X-Men. That's a good idea.
That makes it better. You know what it is? It's the idea. I think that it's a perfect, I'll just say it. It's a perfect analogy. It's when people are having problems with the marriage and think another kid will do it better.
Exactly.
It's like adding kids don't help. Adding books is not helping. And when you end up having Ruben and Jason, just as a spoiler, like this past week on the show, they ain't liking nothing. If they don't like it, you got some problems because they are very, very lenient on what they like and don't like. But I legit did you read any of the X books last week?
I can't do it, no.
Now, The Unbreakable X-Men by Gail Simone might have been one of the worst things I've ever read. I did read it, and it was laughable. The dialogue was atrocious to the point where when I read it out loud, I thought that I might have somebody think I'm racist. Like somebody would come in and yell at me.
You'd be canceled, yeah.
It was the Gambit speak, but it really ended up sounding really bad. It was so bad, but here we are.
Also, Marvel's, they canceling the Ultimate Universe, which is probably their only thing that was working.
Yeah, and you know what? Just to say something about that. Now, here, I ended up seeing a lot of theories. And theories, started with Marvel's dumb and then ended with Marvel's. Nobody can figure out why they would cancel it. In fact, you had Jonathan Hickman saying things out each side of his mouth as well, because he said, well, it was this and I didn't this. And then you end up having Denise Camp. He kind of came out and said, oh, no, we were going to continue all this. And I wanted to continue on all these other things. But I was thinking, why would they cancel it? Because it is their big thing. And I didn't see anybody say it. But one of the things they said early when it first came out, could it possibly be, and this is just me guessing crazily, that Spider-Man's doing so poorly that they think the only way that they can get sales back to Amazing Spider-Man is to get rid of the, Ultimate Spider-Man that everybody's reading? Yeah. Because that's all the only thing I can think of is almost like Nick Lowe got jealous and they ended up where they're just stopping it because it's... Here's the thing. At one point, and if you say, well, Jim, that's ridiculous because it's selling whatever. I remember when Dan Didio at DC, he hated the idea that facsimile books sold well. It drove him nuts. He didn't want them. He said, I don't want the facsimile shit. Get rid of it. It's selling too good, which makes people not buy the new stuff. And there might be some to it. I doubt. There's got to be some weird stuff going on, but it makes no sense. And then people are, well, it'll come back in a different way. A lot of people are saying that Bendis might reestablish it coming back. How about this? That ain't going to do well. And I think that stopping it just kills it anyway. Because why would you want to get reinvested after it stops and then start again? And it's like all their things.
If I'm Marvel, I'm taking a piece of the what Robert Kirkman is doing with Walking Dead. And I'm just remastering Amazing Spider-Man #1 and releasing that every month.
Yeah, that's what they should do.
And
here's the thing.
That thing would sell crazy.
Release it black and white.
Whatever you want to do. That. I mean, people that would collect the crap out of that because they haven't had an ability to get it.
Well,
it's just,
quite frankly, if they started doing that, we might cover that instead.
I would love to.
It'd be pretty cool. Yeah. But here we are. Yeah, we have a couple. Me and you actually were... kind of doing a little bit of, not research, but we're discussing. Usually we just we get the review copies. I send them to you. You go, so are we doing this and this? I'm like, I guess. And that's what we do. But this week we actually looked ahead of time because there's just not a lot of books out there to be done. And yes, there are some revelation things. There's a Radioactive Spider-Man. It's by Joe Kelly, but it's part of this Age of Revelation. I don't know anything about it. It's just not my thing. So we didn't do it, though. Somebody on the League of Comic Book Geeks did have the greatest comment was, how could it have lasted this long without like finally getting a Radioactive Spider-Man? Like, that is the greatest title.
I thought of it, but then I'm like, he's not radioactive himself. He was bitten by a radioactive spider.
But it's still cool.
It's cool, yeah.
Well,
no, I'll give it that.
If I get hit by a radioactive Chernobyl, then I'm radioactive.
Well, is he emitting radioactive
But his
stuff?
blood is. I heard the theme song. He's got radioactive blood. So, yeah, you could go with it. I think it's a cool title, though. That's a really neat title. But we had, actually, at one point, you thought you had the week off. You actually said, like, I ain't got nothing. But me and you, it's funny, too, because Gray got a hold of me, didn't even mention the book that we're doing. We're doing Predator Kills the Marvel Universe.
I thought Gray wanted to marry this one.
Yeah, really. Well, first off, it has to get behind Itsy Bitsy.
Itsy Bitsy would fit perfectly into this.
Gray wants to marry Predator Kills the Marvel Universe. He wants to go on the honeymoon with Itsy Bitsy.
Are there any hot female Predators anywhere? I haven't seen any of them.
Not in my deal. They weren't actually after me enough to say, but I don't know. But we're doing Predator Kills the Marvel Universe, and we like you've been reading it, and
I liked it.
We talked about
it. The first issue was really good. Really good.
Great. Yeah. The first issue was shockingly good.
Shockingly good.
Because you had some stakes, people were dying, and it actually was like, okay, this is some action-packed stuff. Then you get to the second issue. It wasn't as good, and the problem is now, in this third issue, it ends up feeling less like a story and more like a, hey, look at this. Oh, hey, how about this? Oh, there's Iron Man. Hey, there's the Hulk. And it doesn't feel like there's a full story going on. And because of that, I am going to read the recap. And it starts out, and again, these are things that did happen, but quite frankly, I realize I'm not as invested as that first issue. The second issue I read, I forgot that Bruce Banner was at the end of the second issue. So when we had Hulk here, I was like, the hell's he doing? And then I remembered, I think that maybe you should have probably got to the point of last issue. I'm telling you, the month between Banner turning into Hulk and Attack, I think that it should have happened in this issue. You should have had Kraven and them go to Banner, and Banner realizing, oh my God, the Avengers, and then end that, and then in this issue, Hulk. And then it would have really progressed, I think, a little better with that month done. But in the meantime, I don't know what this book is, but it is written by Benjamin Percy. It's art by Danielle Picciotto, I think. Colors by Frank Del Marta, and letters by VC's Clayton Coles. So here's the thing. This stuff, too, remember, a lot of the stuff that we're going to deal with Wolverine, that was one of the first ones. That's a year or so ago.
It's been a while, yeah.
It's been a while. The whole
that
thing
was a good one, though. I like that one.
I liked it enough.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good. I think that as it went on, now, the thing when you had the Weapon X stuff in that, and the, with
Maverick.
the team, with Maverick, that was great. Like,
yeah, they were in the jungle.
That should have been the whole thing. That was Predator, through and through.
But it took a weird swerve after the first issue and a half, I think.
Yeah. We even started with, like, crazy, almost like, I don't know. It seemed like, you remember when it was like the almost like primitive Wolverine and the Alaska wilderness or the Canadian, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, here's the recap, just to give me and you and everybody the concept of that I think I've lost in the shuffle. The Ocha and their leader, Graveyard.
Who?
Oh, Graveyard. You
never heard of him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, already I'm like, Graveyard? The hell is that?
Why would his name be Graveyard? They're Yautja, and they're using English words, huh? Okay.
Yautja, they got the grave. What is he? One of the British Bulldogs or something? He sounds like one of the Road Warriors. He's like a tag team partner. Are targeting the most valuable prize of all, planet Earth. Okay. Yeah. Armed with deadly weapons forged from vibranium, they have allied themselves with Kraven the Hunter, who has betrayed humanity. Now, again, we saw little bits getting. Kraven was a big thing in the Spider-Man one at the very end. But at the one point, remember when we had, kind of slow crippled Predator who came and found out about the vibranium and then he blew up and you did this. There's a lot of things that got lost in the cracks, I think, that ended up just, we'll just go from there. Who has betrayed humanity? Unknown to the Yautja, the U.S. government has experimented on a captive Predator, transforming it into the personal weapon Predator X. That never really was a huge thing. Right there, that should be humongous. We did see the lady going and checking on the guy, but it really seemed like when you had that happened in between
Where is he?
things, right?
He's not in this. He's on the cover, but he's not in this.
He's
Predator
not
X,
in this issue, but Predator X was
Why
in
is
the
he
last.
on the cover?
Predator issue was in last issue. Remember that lady went and then you thought that she was going to get killed, but then he pulled him off.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, some of these things should be bigger when you
He's a
hear
badass Predator
that.
X.
Yeah, you should get more. And really, to me, Predator X never really got well established. It was just kind of a side thing. And then it continues. Like, here we go. It continues then. Predator X. That even sounds cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Utilizing Kraven's knowledge of Earth's heroes, the invading force decimated the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Fantastic Four in short order. Then they launched attacks on both the X-Men and Avengers. When Bruce Banner uncovered the deaths of several of his Avengers teammates, he unleashed his rage and transformed into the Hulk, facing off against Kraven. So you have all that. Now, tell me that the big moments are, oh my God, the Guardians of the Galaxy just got decimated. Oh my God, the Fantastic Four. Me and you both knew that Sue would be back, and she is at the end of this issue. But tell me the heroes. Give me a big quote of anybody, because nobody's saying shit. It's always them just being attacked. There's no
Does
story
Hulk
here.
even say anything during this whole thing? He just
I don't
yells.
think he
Like he
does.
just roars, maybe? Or
Hulk smash. And it's Kraven yelling stuff all the time in the whole play. Even when you get to Wolverine, it's narration of Wolverine walking up to
on
the
a
mansion.
motorcycle, walking.
And then you have, Holy Roller. That's the.
What happened to him? I want to see what happened to him.
He got burned to shit. He looks like, Professor X thinks that he's a Ghost Rider or something. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But again, what does Wolverine say at all? Nothing.
Nothing.
He doesn't say anything.
No dialogue.
Then he gets attacked. And we'll get to this all deal, but, gets attacked by, the sexiest looking armor I've seen in my life. So you end up all that, but nobody's saying there's no
dialogue
talking
in this entire issue.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think there's been much overall anyway. Everybody's just like, even when you had the Fantastic Four, it was just like, hey there, Johnny, what's up? What do you do? Oh, no, we're dead.
Super generic. Yeah.
And then you had Sue trying to get, so there isn't a story because all it is wow moments of heroes being killed. And you're not at a point, like at this point, I would have thought, I know we're only, 3 issues in, but at this point, somebody has to realize something's going on. People are dying. There's been whatever the case may be, but you got to get the people together and start forming this resistance, because if you don't, it's going to be too late. I'm getting bored now. I thought that the first issue was really good because, oh my God, action packed, Pee-wee. And then you end up, but you have to have a story with the idea. And this is just every issue is boom, 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 boom. Half the stuff off panel, half the stuff just showing like Professor X and things like that. Even with the Hulk, you end up having Banner get mad, turn into the Hulk, and he's just smashing around. And then you have a big moment, I guess, with the Vibranium Hulkbuster. But that's not a big moment because it's just something said.
Well, you have to take Hulk out because he legitimately could kill all of them. So you have to take him out with a MacGuffin.
Remember,
with
it was Reed.
machine.
They're like, we got to get Reed first, and we got to get this, and we got to do that. Hulk should have. You got to get Hulk right away. And this is the thing. Remember, this was the other thing. And now I remember how mad I was in the last issue. What got me mad? They could have killed Bruce Banner, but they didn't. And it made it seem like Kraven was going to say, I only hunt the strongest. But it wasn't. It was a weird thing that he thought he had to trigger Banner to become the Hulk. It was weird. Like, it wasn't a good plan.
Well, I guess he wants to fight the best version of him.
But that's what they should have said, and they never said that then. So it's just him fighting.
So does he
because
kill
you
him?
want Hulk.
Does he kill him now?
Yeah.
Does he kill with that weird axe or whatever?
He gets him with that axe that he says that, he's going to get the gamma out of him. I guess that with Banner, the play is for them maybe that they just think if we just get the Hulk out of Banner, if we
He
get
just
them,
goes into that down below or whatever, and then comes back.
Well, I'm saying also Banner's pretty damn smart.
Yeah.
So I think they're just going to have Banner in those fucking shorts, jean shorts, and he's going to go off, and it'll be Tony, Sue, Banner, and Wolverine. It seems like what
Spider-Man
is,
too. I guess.
So, they better get to it. It better. So you get that. So Banner gets hit, and I mean, for as little as Hulk talks, Craven won't shut his damn mouth. And yeah, at the one point he's like, "You remind me of the slow loris, Bruce Banner. It's a primate that looks gentle, but hidden inside." I know that he hunts things, but I'm hunting for the exit. That's what I'm doing. I'm like, look at slow loris. Little did you know that was my radio name in Vegas in the 90s. So he hits him, and he's like, "Hey, you were the one I was most worried about." And then he hits it, but again, did he kill him or did he just take the gamma out of him and he's just Bruce? Because he's still a smart guy and he might be able to think of something. But you then have Wolverine heading, of course, to the mansion. The amount of times that Wolverine has shown up to the mansion, the thing's on fire or whatever.
What continuity is this in, too? Because the mansion hasn't been a thing for like 10 years.
It's in none. It's in their own thing. That's why everybody
the movie
can
universe,
die.
maybe? I don't know what this is.
I did see an article, speaking of which, Screen Rant, who was like right on the cusp of nothing, ended up having an article the other day about how the X-Men should get away from the mansion. Like, really?
I love the mansion.
Yeah, I do too.
Get back to it.
Yeah. Maybe they should have had this on Craig Cohen. But yeah, the whole deal is, and what I thought right away is why aren't Ruben and Jason doing this? There's an X-Men in it. You got to get that. But now
that's true.
You end up in even this to have the play here is Wolverine goes to the mansion. It's on fire. He gets it. And one panel, you see that he's being looked at with the infrared view, but it's nothing because it also looks like you're just looking through the fire at him. And also, how does that work looking through a fire? Because that's hotter than him. So I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. But again, though, that's where you get the Predator thing, but it's nothing. And then we get old time Predator, and we get Attack. And he says he smells the thing. And again, it's just you get the three. Also, when you get the 3 dots on his forehead, excuse me, you can barely see him.
I didn't even notice that till now.
Yeah, because it's not integral.
I saw him on the Hulk earlier, but this is.
But you know what I mean? Like the dialogue. There's no dialogue. So you're not even focused. What you're doing is you're reading narration boxes, so you're not really looking at the art. And that's a problem. It's a big problem.
Yeah.
I hate it too. Also, for some reason, just look at Professor X. It looks like at first glance that he's pumping his fist as he drives off on the blazing high, doesn't it? It looks like he's like, yeah! He's like John Bender at the end of Breakfast Club.
How did he get that? Did he like push him, like turn on his juice?
Why
is he flying out like
try
that?
to at least stop him and put the
Stop,
fire
drop,
out?
and roll. Yeah.
Also,
man.
it looks like he's heading for the motorcycle. There's going to be big trouble. Like I'm telling you, he's on the wheels of steel, heading to some freaking Catskills. I don't know what he's doing. Why isn't he going after him? When he sees him, he's there, but I don't know that he can tell he's alive or dead, or he can save him. I mean, it's bad. And then you get Gladiator Predator.
Yeah, Gladiator Predator. So what's the significance of this guy?
It's the guy from the first series with Wolverine. Okay. And he says, he's like, he can smell that, but it doesn't play out well. And then you get Gladiator Predator. It's just not a great look in my mind.
No, it's stupid looking.
Yeah. Looks a little sexy.
I don't like that helmet. Their helmets are really cool, Gladiator helmets.
Do you think he's a little sexy?
No, I don't like when guys wear the shirts where they
telling you, when
show their stomachs.
When he's there with his dreads and he's got the stomach and he's kneeling, he kind of looks like a lady.
It freaks me out when you watch football and those guys are wearing like those half shirts.
You don't like that?
No,
That's more
I don't.
College, those wide receivers in college love those fucking things. They just want to look like some jerk off from the 80s in Wildwood. Telling me, I remember all those things. I never wore anything like that. But yeah, you get Predator. He comes out. At first, I legit thought that it was Kraven dressed in the thing, but it's this guy. But when he bends over, he looks kind of sexy. And he's going, well, you end up, Nightcrawler comes to save Wolverine. Wolverine gets half of his face just burnt to hell. He looks horrible. And looks like Two-Face, but he ends up where Nightcrawler comes and saves him, but doesn't say anything. I guess he says, Logan, I'm here.
Yeah.
And Logan goes, Nightcrawler. That's it. And then, boom, they're gone. Okay.
Like, this is an X-Men book now at this point.
Yeah, so you have that, but I don't think that, like, why didn't they go to Xavier? Where was Nightcrawler when Xavier needed him? Because that guy is the holy roller. And you end up then the dark side of the moon, which there really isn't. I have to point that out because there's always that jerk-off who has to say that. There's really not a deal, but they're there. And even this, did this hit for you? Where they're there? The first wave of hunters stalked the planet. The Predator King prepared to enact the next stage of their plan. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, basically, all you're doing is attacking. I know what's going on because it's, I hate to say it, it's basic bitch. You're there and you're just decimating everything. It's at a point where we just got to do something else. You got to show the other side of this. We got to show some things going on. And then I'm like, whatever continuity, they're still doing the space shuttle. They got it all going on.
Yeah, what's the point?
No. So they're there and they're taking down. There's Limerick. We're both in big trouble if that's what that is. And yeah, you also have satellite space stations and the space shuttle.
It doesn't show them blowing them up, though.
No,
they're just kind of hovering
like
around surveying them.
It looks like they're doing flybys.
Yeah.
And probably right now, if Art Bell was still alive, they'd have all these calls about this bullshit. But they end up where they're at the nuclear. It's almost like they're like kind of like doing that like flex. Look at us. We're flying past them and we could blow them up, but we won't? I don't know. And then everything else is on fire. Tony's just finally realizing, like, this should have been seen before, but there's Spider-Man as well.
Yeah, super young Spider-Man. Jeez.
Yeah.
Tom Holland Jr.
It's super young Spider-Man and kind of ugly Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Look at him. I don't know. I don't want to cause problems, but he kind of looks drunk to me. I'm not saying anything, but he looks a little drunk. He does. But yeah, the Avengers Tower's on fire. Again. And I mean again, because I don't think anybody would be shocked by this, ever. It happens, a lot. But they said, even the most powerful among us, you can't stop us. It's all thing. And I think that I'm getting to the point where, like, who are we supposed to be rooting for? Because I don't even know who is left or if they're left. And I'm certainly not liking the Predator because we're not getting anything from the Predators. We're getting more Kraven. I just think this whole thing's a wreck. And then they pretty much Independence Day, the White House. I mean, it's exact Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Tony will say "Welcome to Earth," or will it be Logan? That would be a Tony line, I think.
Yeah.
But it says the king stands as Earth falls. But I'm like, okay, like I don't know. Nothing feels like it means anything. It feels goofy, but I like the idea of it feeling goofy and have fun with it. But I think that Ben Percy's running into the problem he does a lot, where he has a cool idea or something that seems like it could be fun. And then he, like you said about that Wolverine Predator series, that he veers off in a direction that you're like, why? What are you doing?
Yeah, stay the course, dude. Come on.
Yeah, this isn't
you're
very
veering
fun.
off here. This is a mini-series.
Yeah.
This isn't a 50-issue ongoing.
He wants you to, I think that he wants to get like this idea of, oh my God, the horror of them destroying everything. But you're never going to get that because it doesn't mean much. And I'm saying in general, we've seen this sort of thing a million times. You have to just do it in a way that's kind of fun and action-packed. It should be more of an action movie than what it looks like it's supposed to, like he's dipping into like horror.
It's hard for me to believe, too, that there's any kind of invading force because it's just this little building on the moon. That's where they're amassing everything.
There's a lot of them.
There's some ships and everything, but I'm not getting the scale of it.
If I say, well, that's the problem. I was just going to say, how many Predators do you think? Because we'd have to guess. Like, even if they said it, we're not getting the whole play of it. At one point, it looks like they have a couple Predators working with soldering irons, making freaking axes. Like, that's one of the panels. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, oh, and then they fought dinosaurs in the Savage Land. Like, what? Like, what? Why? It just, and it's also created, like, even that, we get to the third issue and they're finally showing us, like, and what I was told this issue was, oh, it's an issue that tells you how Kraven got hooked up with them and the training or whatever. That just gets passed by so quick, and it's in narration, and it doesn't end up hitting.
Yeah, I just scoffed at that. I'm like, okay, you went there.
You know what I mean?
Gladiator crap.
It's one page.
Fought
It's
some
there.
dinosaurs.
He went Gladiator. It's like Planet Craven. Then they fight dinosaurs. Then they're making vibranium god metal arsenal. And then they got the guys with the... I love that they have, the stretchy hoses and stuff. And they're doing their grinding and stuff. These guys are the predators that don't do shit. Like, they must be terrible that they're set up for this. But
yeah, they shouldn't even be allowed to wear the masks. Just wear their ugly regular faces.
They're just like crazy, just menial factory workers.
Does your regular construction worker or cleaner guy wear that mask? Like, who doesn't wear the mask?
I'm just looking at the quality control HR guy who's there with the mask on with a spear. Why does he need a spear?
Does the health inspector have to have a spear?
Maybe he's the health inspector. OSHA. It's freaking Predator OSHA, ProSHA. They show up and it's like click, clack, click, whatever they always repeat something so they could, Coke is it. I don't know, whatever they'd hear first. But yeah, the whole thing is like them preparing and Craven, but it wasn't very good. It didn't hit.
I thought it was cool when Craven was wearing the mask and you couldn't tell if he was a predator or not. I thought that was cool in the first issue.
Yeah, I just think it's...
And also hanging your story on Craven is just not a good look.
Yeah, Wouldn't it be funny, too, as this goes on, the Predators are like, you know what? That fucking vest is cool. And they all start wearing... Because they're pretty much, a lot of them are kind of bare. They have the vest on.
Yeah.
They're all like, now they want to be like Craven. You know that the whole thing will be that he'll turn on the Predators or he'll be mad because he wants this or that or the other thing. The King will get upset. And at the end, they will just leave. They won't all die. The King will get away. He'll limp away, or his son, wherever the hell he is. They'll just do.
You don't think this mysterious Predator X is going to take them all down somehow?
Well, he'll be in there and Wolverine will freak out, but he'll fight with them, I bet, and do something. But even then, like you had that a couple of, and now you kind of forget about that, but have it on the cover. Yeah, this thing's not very good.
And then also, I just wanted to remark that there is already a Predator X in the Marvel Universe. It's like this dinosaur-looking thing that came out a few years ago. I'm sure you saw it at some point.
Yeah.
But it was already a named character, which also makes this dumb.
Well, there you go. This is Predator X. Well, I believe it was EX. But yeah. That's a cool concept, though, having the Weapon X thing with a Predator, but whatever.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
It's not cool enough to maintain anything, and they're not really using them well. Nobody's being used well. It's just odd. Now, again, we said, well, you're getting, narration at the end, because this whole issue is narration. I think there's, 2 lines that we have that aren't Craven. And, Sue's alive, which we kind of figured. And
she's lurking in the shadows or something.
What she'll end up doing is do they need her to she's finally going to get to, like, hey, everybody, there's predators. She's just going to know where they are.
Yeah.
Because of what that'll be the deal. And she'll get word and they'll come and do whatever. But I don't know. And then Tony will try to nail her because Reed's dead. And also he's drunk, I think. But what would you give this?
5.
Yeah, I think
5.5.
I think I'm a 5.12.
I was going to say a 5.67.
Yeah, no, I think Stork would like that. I'm going to go 5, just a regular.
It's
5.
just
the art's okay at points,
I mean,
but it's just here's where I realized too, and it's only it's 3 issues, but it's already getting to the point where when people will say certain books, like it's usually books like a Justice League or an Avengers, of you can't have the end of the world every issue because that gets bored. And this is just like everybody's dying, but there's no weight to it because there's not really a lot of reaction. Wolverine sees a dead Xavier ghost ride his ass right past him and barely reacts. Yeah, he has to fight, wait, and then you end up where what happens? Nightcrawler comes and bamps him out. And then we don't even know where they went. That's over. Then we go to the next. It's just Hulk's there at the end of the Hulk deal where Craven's going on and on about a slow lemur or whatever the hell he said. He ends up with this axe that he hits Banner. We don't know if he's dead or if he just got the gam out. Then we leave. Like, we're not really ending things in a way that are definitive to let us say, oh, my God.
No, I mean, we should have seen 100% of the fight at the X Mansion. We should have seen that, seen what happened, and that would have been enough.
I
just
think
one
that would
little
have been
battle.
better than that Hulk Banner.
Show us what happened.
Shit. or whatever. I mean, skip the Wolverine driving up to the thing. Have him just show up there, and he's like, "Oh shit, it's on fire," and then go in and start. Go the fight.
In and kind of figure out what's
going on. Have him in the middle of a fight, even at the tail end. See something going on.
Yeah, see Cyclops to get decapitated or whatever.
Awesome, right?
Yeah,
have all that. See
something that we like that about the first issue. So keep it going.
What's that emo guy that's in the Gail Simone deal? That like dark poetry kid.
Yeah, dark poetry kid.
Yeah, get him. He's done.
Dark Sorrow.
Is that girl with that stupid horse still around?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I just read that Unbreakable X-Men, and it was so annoying. It was so great. At one point, you have Gambit. He's blind, but he's like talking to the statue. That because Rogue ended up fighting Galactus, but became a statue. But then they wanted to make a statue in her honor, but he's like, "That we already have a statue." It was so bad.
Was Gambit putting on weight because he's not able to work out anymore?
Well, he seemed to still be working out a bit. Stork mentioned that too. But in the meantime, it's the Cajun talk gets worse and worse as you go. Like, he really gets bad by the end. You can't even understand a word he's saying. It was bad, but yeah. So there you go. We didn't really like it, but hopefully we'll be going.
I still like it. It just it's not what I want it to be.
This is the thing. I don't even really like it. I read through it. I'm not that, having that much enjoyment. And all I keep thinking is, boy, this could be so much better.
Yeah, there you go. That's what the better way of saying it.
It could be so much better. Yeah. It could have been. And I don't know. Maybe you had to focus on one hero and they're the one. Say it was Wolverine. He seems to be one because he started the deal. From the very beginning, you focus on Wolverine. Oh, there's Wolverine. He's heading to the mansion. He gets there. Oh, my God, a fight, whatever. But you have to he starts building a team. But at least we have a focus on somebody else besides Kraven just going and killing everybody because they had a plan. I mean, everything we've seen, you could have legit just said they planned it out and had one spread page. They planned for the worst. They planned to take down Reed. Boom. Guardians of the Galaxy done. And that was kind of just by happenstance. Banner, all those. Mm-hmm. And yet we see more. But did we? That's my whole point is we end up expanding what I just said, but you didn't because we barely saw anything. We don't even know if Bruce is dead or not. We just think that maybe he can't be the Hulk, but he might be dead. But he also got hit in the chest with an axe, so he should be dead. I mean, here's the thing. I guess what Kraven might have done, which again would be cool, is the idea. If you kill Banner, Hulk's just going to be down. He's going to come back. But if you take the Gamma out, then kill him, maybe then that's permanent. And that's a cool play. But you never spelled it out really well that way.
Yeah.
Ay. Yeah, not great. But in the meantime, we're going to go off because I was contacted by Gray. I don't know. The guy's trying to get rid of me. We're talking Moon Knight. I get word that he's like, I'll do it with somebody else. I don't know what happened. I think it's because I was in the Slack and I said that I'm not really loving a lot of the recent stuff. And I think I was just I wasn't even talking about the current deal because I have been liking it with Gray. What I was talking about, maybe they misconstrued things. I was saying that every time we came back with a new number one, I think it got less. I think that it wasn't as enjoyable as when we had the beginning. Then he died, then he came back. And then every time we renumber new number one with a new creative team, I think that it's lost a little of its zing. And it also probably goes hand in hand in the idea that Jed MacKay has gotten busier and busier as that has happened.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying. Next thing he's like, if you don't want to do it, what is he doing? I don't even know. I don't know how that would go. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a hold of him. I could.
I guess same thing you do with Ruben and Jason. Just give them the link.
I'm telling you, Fear Monarch is the one who's going to step in. And he's going to be the guy who's going to have to get up early. Yes, it's in Japan with Gray. You got to get up early.
He's going to delete all your sound effects.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I did try to. So if Jason does listen, I did have to delete the Ruben sound effect.
Oh no!
And then I saw he put that back. I get rid of that as well. I ended up having a couple songs and stuff like this.
El Nino is Spanish for the Nino.
That was for our retro book of the week on the DC show. But that's it for me and you. We will go off now to maybe me and Gray, maybe Gray and Fearmon. I don't know. I feel like I've been pushed aside. Next thing he's going to be like, and by the way, I got Brandon, and me and him are going to do the absolute stuff. He'll just do that. You'll be doing Doom Patrol with him. It'll be all that stuff. But we'll go to that right about now. And we're going to continue and end with my man Gray. What up, Gray?
What up, Jim? How you doing? Can I ask you, are you Genki?
No, you're drunk, you said.
I'm a little bit merry. What's the word?
You're a little merry. You're a little tipsy.
I'm a few sheets into wind.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, you might have to be. We're talking Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu, and it is issue number what? What issue is this? 13?
I'm looking for some, Jim.
Now, in that, I had mentioned in our Slack, there was a lot of talk, and I ended up saying that I wasn't that hip lately on the. But me and you have liked it, but I don't know.
You were
as
hip
a
to
whole.
be square.
Maybe that was like the downfall of Huey Lewis. But now I think people look at Huey Lewis in a better light. It was at one point people were like, there's always a band at some point where everybody supposedly bought an album, but you never knew anybody who had it. That was like the Sports album from Huey Lewis. So I did know one person who had it, but that album sold a ton. It was a crazy.
I think it's in right now, Jim. How many years later? 40 years later.
It only took it.
He's in.
Well, you don't have to be cool anymore. You know,
you
some
don't.
older people, and they were pretty good. I did like Huey Lewis.
I did too.
I like Huey Lewis more than the News. I think the News were like riding on his coattails, is what I say. But no, I did like the videos. The one guy, I think it is the bass player or the guy who does look like Dracula, and then in the one video played Dracula, and it scared me. That guy always weirded me out. And if you've watched his videos, you know who I'm talking about. So I'm talking to one person. Nobody knows who.
You're talking to old people.
Yeah, here we go. Moon Knight. So I'm on the Slack, and I ended up saying, yeah, I think that Moon Knight, for me, each time that it renumbered and rebranded, I think it's lost a little of its zing. And I still say Jed MacKay does not write very good villains at all. Like, his villains suck.
That's the hill you're going to die on, Jim, isn't it?
It is. And so while I was saying that, you jerks in the Slack start talking. Next thing you know, you're pushing me off the podcast. You sent me a message. You're like, hey, me and Fear Monarch, we'll do Moon Knight if you don't want to do it.
If you don't want to, that's what we said.
People love it.
He's a big fan, and I was enjoying it too, Jim. You remember when it was really good back in the day with 8 Ball, those issues?
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, it's not like that anymore, is it?
It's still one of the better books, but I don't want to do something, and something that's become another hill I'll die on is the idea of settling. This is something I've talked to a lot of people about, where I'm sick of people and it seems like it's prevalent in every phase of life now. It's never what the thing that you like is doing well. It's that it's better than this or it's better than that. But usually what you compare it to is bullshit. Like the idea, again.
That's it. Comparisons never work, do they?
No. And I keep getting into a fight with this guy. He keeps digging into me on Twitter. The idea of the ASM, Joe Kelly's fighting? Amazing Spider-Man. Well, it's not even fight. I said to the guy, hey, I'm glad that you like this Joe Kelly Amazing Spider-Man, but I'm not really liking it much. It's not really hitting with me. And then he just keeps going at it. Oh, it's better than Zeb Wells. Oh, what do you love Zeb Wells? Like suddenly because I say I don't like Joe Kelly's run, I must be a Zeb Wells fan. I'm like, no, I don't want either. But I ended up saying like, well, what's good about the run? All he keeps saying is, well, he does Norman better than Zeb Wells. I'm like, that's not what I'm saying. And again, the idea of this book, or me and you, quite frankly, and I do have to tell you that some people were giving us some comments on the Incredible Hulk when we ended up reviewing issue number 29.
Uh-oh, are we in trouble?
No, when we did issue number 29, and that hits YouTube a little later, so you already had 30 out. So people were actually thinking like we hadn't read 30 or whatever at that point. It's just an overlap how they come out. But somebody's like, hey, this is me from the future. Wait till you get to issue 30. You're really going to lose your mind. And I have to keep coming. I'm like, yeah. But again, why I'm saying that is...
We did.
Incredible Hulk. Again, one of the books that people will bring up. Oh, you should read Incredible Hulk. It's one of the better books.
It was one of Marvel's better books. Yeah, you're right.
This Moon Knight's one of the better books. I still think Hulk and this are some of the better books at Marvel. That is more of a diss on the overall Marvel landscape than actually. And again, I hate saying like, oh, well, if you have to read something, I guess read this. I need to get books from Marvel that me and you are like, oh my God, like everybody has to read this. Oh my God, this is great. And it's been a while.
Exactly, Jim. That's what we want to do, isn't it? You know, want to get people, we want to be excited to get other people excited about really good books. But Marvel, I'm sorry, they're running on empty right now.
Yeah, they are.
Really are.
You know what was hitting pretty well at one point, and it's sad, but that Peter David stuff was even hitting. And that's kind of sad because it was like, hey, back in the day stuff. But I don't know. Like, that's the thing, too. Once we start, like the whole play of a podcast or whatever, I don't know who's listening or not, all that. Once me and you start talking, I'm just talking to you. And I'm frustrated with the books. I want to like it so that me and you could like it and then people could listen and have fun. But, I mean, once we start, it's not like I'm like, well, I got to do this to do that. No, these people will say this. Afterwards, I say to you when we're done, man, people are going to hate. They're going to yell at us or whatever. But once we get going, it's just the reaction that would be me and you sitting here in this little room together, maybe you on my lap, and we'd talk about the books.
Why is it me in your lap and not
I
you
don't
in
know,
my
because
lap?
you're
That's
taller. It'd be a real odd look. It would be like the opposite of a dummy and a ventriloquist. But
Give
then
me a
I'd
cuddle,
say,
Jim, will you?
hey, if I'm the dummy, you'd have the hand up my butt. But here we go with this. I'll also tell everybody I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm a little whacked out. And you're drunk, so here we go.
Not just that, Jim. I've been hit with the autumn allergies in Japan. It kicks in this time of year. I'm kind of knocked out and slightly drunk.
Is it the apple blossoms that do it?
No, it's rice and some crazy plant called butakusa, which is like basically pig blossom, whatever the hell that is.
That's nice. They named something after my wife. Oh my goodness. The thing about the whole play is there has to be some, I guess there isn't, but there has to be somewhere. For some reason, I was thinking to myself, like, Japan would be a place you wouldn't have allergies. Like, everything's clean and whatever. But yeah, you got a lot of rice patties and stuff like that.
The Japanese get them big time in spring. Just want to shout that out. Yeah, they get really bad allergies, like hay fever. I get it in autumn because I'm bloody weird. I'm British.
Well, you're British.
AI.
That's the thing. And also with that, did they have like 5 festivals based on allergies? Do they have the allergy festival? Every month, everybody comes out for the allergy festival. Written by Jed McKay, art by Diamonico Carbone. Hey, look at you with your kind of confusing art. Colors by Rachel Rosenberg, letters by VC's Corey Petit. Hey, Gray, I didn't know they named that after my wife.
I tell you, Jim, I know we are kind of joking, but I thought there was 2 artists working on this book. I'm not joking. I thought there were 2, so I was like, only one is listed, like Domenico Carbone.
At some points, it gets like when you
it changes so much,
and it's like really, I don't know. How could I explain this? At one point, it looks very like stylistic,
very
and
painterly.
Then it changes, and then all of a sudden, it looks like, and this is an older thing too, but it looks like color forms. It looks like things pressed onto the panel because things are like separated with.
I swear, it's 2 different artists. It has to be.
Well, maybe Demonico Carbone, he's got problems. Maybe he's got some issues. He's got multiple personalities.
Just like you.
He's doing that. Wouldn't that be crazy if there was an artist with multiple personalities and they drew different and you just had wacky shit going on? But you start out with a then and now, and at one point, I swear to God, when they give you the now or a few hours later, it's like right from where it was. That was weird. But when we start out, you end up seeing a fire. There's, the fire department, New York's finest. They're there. They're putting out the fire. It looks like the whole damn city's on fire.
Batman Dark Patterns. Yeah,
damn right.
Gotham burning.
So we end up having this guy, and it ends up being a guy talking, and he's talking about record. Now, if you don't recognize what this scene is,
I like that. Recognizing.
Even when you get the editor's note, this ends up being something that's tying into. I get what they're doing. I don't know why. What you have Jed McKay has probably done is say to somebody, or he looked it up, hey, what are the last bunch of times Wrecker has shown up? Because lo and behold, I forgot all of this. This Wrecker, Ghost of the Wrecker story.
I'd forgotten last issue.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I'm admitting it now. I completely forgot. I was like, what is going on here?
Reading it. It took me, we probably should have read the recap, but I just jump in. It took me a good 10 pages before I even knew what was happening and where we led. Oh, and I'm like, oh yeah, the Wrecker story. Because at one point I'm like, I don't know what the hell is happening.
So he was being haunted, wasn't he, by ghosts of
he's got all
supposedly
the
people
ghosts
he
he's being
killed.
haunted.
Is that right?
Yeah. And so Moon Knight got tricked into, doing something about it, but he can't walk away. It's not a very gripping story in my mind. To me, I'm like, hey, Wrecker, go wreck yourself. Get out.
Yeah.
And so
Wrecker?
everybody else keeps saying.
Goodness
so
sake.
you end up with a editor's note. The stuff from this issue took place in Doctor Strange, Surgeon Supreme, #1, a series that I don't know anybody read. I read it. I thought it was going to be cool. It was a Mark Waid book, Mark Waid joint, very odd. And then it had a cool idea and then lost its way almost immediately. It didn't last very long. So, but the Wrecker was in it. And in fact, I remember the Wrecker was in it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's from this. So you get that. And it's Mark and Layla, who they probably really should have said the name out loud right away again, because I don't know the character. But you end up where they're at the support group. And it's this guy talking about, hey, there was the Wrecker. He ended up killing a bunch of people. I was pretty pissed. We tried to stop a fire. Now, get ready for this guy. This guy, you don't even really get his face, right? It's like don't. The art ends up
that's
being
the point,
a very
That's an important point.
And so at the end, the big reveal is this guy is, kind of doing all this. This guy is the one who's doing black magic and stuff like that. But in the meantime, when I got to the end, I was confused. I had to go, oh, it's that guy.
Jim, we don't even get his name. We get FDNY. Is that meant to be his name?
No, well,
Fire Department New York.
Fire Department New York, yes.
Right?
I really do. That's a thing Marvel does. They put the FD first. It usually is the NYFD and the NYPD.
Okay, yeah.
But Marvel reverses it in some reason. At one point, I remember a little bit ago, I actually thought, man, they messed that up, but that's what they've done, I guess, to different.
Maybe it's on purpose.
Yeah, it's
copyright.
It just doesn't flow right. The Fire Department, New York. But he's like, I'm FDNY. I've been in my fair share of superhero conflict. I've never seen this. Oh, my God. And so what this is, again, is that Moon Knight freaks out. Moon Knight, that all the things that the ghosts were people who he had killed. We already talked about that last issue at the end. Oh, no, he duped me. These are ghosts that he screwed over. Oh, my God. And everybody keeps telling him, why are you dealing with it? Mark goes out and starts throwing trash cans around.
Do you feel like there's a page missing here? Like we skipped a page.
I feel like I've not seen Mark act like this.
Suddenly, we're in the therapy session, and suddenly Mark's outside kicking dustbins over.
Yeah, he's kicking the trash can, throwing it, and then you end up with the Slayer like, that's what I always liked about you, Mark. The even keel with which you approach. Usually in my mind, Mark, they end up, hey, Mark, show a little emotion. He's always very, very non-emotional. He's just ripping things apart. Again, because he found out that Wrecker killed people, because then they go back to the Midnight Mission, and even Layla's like, well, we all kind of do some of the killings, and then we move on. I'm like, I don't know what you're doing here. I don't like the character work in this, and I just really, it's weird. Then they go back to the Midnight Mission to yell at Wrecker. But you already know that he is not a good guy and that he's kept. Here's the thing. I think that I get that he killed people because they're ghosts. Like they just didn't become ghosts out of nowhere. And you already said that he killed them and messed with them. So it's just weird. But he says, hey, during that time, Madame Mask gave me the crowbar. This is a little bit more of a deeper dive into that Surgeon Supreme book than I think we needed. And he's like, hey, I was possessed. What do you mean possessed? Well, you have a thing.
Possessed me,
like,
basically.
So, basically, the guy, all he has
that's
is a
an
crowbar.
easy excuse, Jim, isn't it? Come on.
And he says, you kind of get, the whole thing with Khonshu. I bet you've been possessed. You get that. And then in the meantime, Tiger's giving the, keeping my eye on you, bitch.
Is that what it meant? I thought she was like flashing a metal sign or something.
Yeah, I'd say that'd be funny. She's like, you into metal like me? Yeah, she's like, I've got my eyes on you. And then later Layla goes, yeah, and that weird tiger lady who likes you. This is not very good. What you need is 8-Ball to come stumbling in.
I'm missing 8-Ball, Jim.
And do
I really
something, right? He's like, his side ball in my pocket or something. You grab it.
I tell you, this issue is all over the place. It's like you were saying with the character work, isn't it? It's like, I'm not even sure what's going on here.
Yeah, and so when you're doing this, again, you're showing flashbacks to the Surgeon Supreme deal, but it's one of those things. It's a weird reference. I get it. That's kind of cool. But what you show is not enough. and it's just enough to confuse you and just want to move on. We know. I mean, Wrecker's saying, hey, I was possessed. That doesn't matter. Really, all in all, do you think that in the story, at any time, Mark's going to say, oh, I'm not doing this anymore. You're bullshit, Wrecker. No, we know he's going to take it to the end no matter what anyway. So just say, hey, I realize, Wrecker, you're a piece of crap. I'm going to help you here because I told you I would. And, that idea with, you freeing Khonshu, and they went back and forth with that before. But I'm going to help you. But afterwards, I might kill you. I might come after you, but we're not friends. And when we're done, you get the fuck out of here because I'm sick of you. That's all you need. That's all you need. But they spend now half the issue of, man, I don't know about this Wrecker. It seems like he's sus with these we already did it. So they end up, because of the Sorcerer's Supreme, let's go over to, talk to Doctor Strange. They end up going to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and when they get there, we kind of know that Doctor Strange isn't going to be there. Because
we all know. For some reason, they don't.
Yeah, they seem like they have no idea. Like, and passing, they should be like, oh, man, you know who's running the world pretty good? That Doom. That guy's awesome. Because they go there, and Clea, who answers, and legitimately almost beds down Mark.
Straight away. She's like, she almost jumps him, Jim.
Oh, my God. I'm telling you, I'm going to show this to my wife and say, why don't you treat me like this? I mean, she is all over him like, hey, haven't seen you. She might as well just get, hey, come up to see me sometime, big boy. And then like, hey, is that an unk in your pocket, or are you happy to see me, big boy?
Before they even go in the before they go in Strange's house, the Sanctum, Layla, we get this reveal from Mark, about Layla. You died almost a decade and a half ago. He's asking her, how do you know about Doctor Strange? She's like, come on. Everyone magical knows about him, but so it's like 15
Didn't you think
years
15
ago.
years, you're like, really? Doctor Strange has only been around 15 years in the continuity now? I know we have a sliding deal, but that's sliding a little too much.
Yeah.
Like, that seemed a little bit odd.
It felt a bit forced.
It felt weird. And even then, it doesn't even, you don't need to have that.
Is that him just explaining why she's in this issue? I don't know.
It does nothing. And then you're like, oh, you're a ghost. So then it says, hey, me and Strange have a complicated relationship. He ends up where they're going to go in. Clea comes out, rubs him down, and then says, oh, Steven isn't here. I love where all of a sudden she's like ready to just go. And also it does look like Layla looks pissed.
She looks jealous.
Right? Yeah. So when they get it, I think that when this kind of breaks up, that's why Clea keeps mentioning like, oh, yeah, Steven, my husband. Says, oh, yeah, he's doing Doom stuff.
Layla's like, Mark, have you been seeing Clea? Behind my back. It's like, you've been dead for 15 years.
You've been dead. Plus, I'm seeing tigers. Get out of here. It's like, hey, we have a ghost problem. Then she goes into the deal of, oh, my God, the Wrecker, this and that. You're protecting a killer. I'm like, come on. Especially Clea. Clea is part of the dark dimension. Like, this is not going to be something that she's going to bat an eye on. I'm telling you, she would just be like, oh, that's pretty weird, but make sure you watch your back or whatever. But no, she's like, I'm not thoroughly understanding. You're protecting their killer?
Their killer?
No, it's a possession. And in the meantime, Mark, you idiot, all he has to do to all these assholes that are throwing shade at him, what he has to do is twist it and say, oh, no, I want them to get their final rest. I need them to pass on. They're hooked up to, the Wrecker. Who wants that? I want them to be able to go on to the afterlife, and this is the only way you could. That's all he has to say, and that's what I think they would understand.
Get that. Why is that? That's so much better than what we get.
Because they want to keep yelling, oh, you're helping a killer, you're helping a killer. Really? Like, really?
Look, it's more complicated than that.
Seriously,
it's blah, blah, blah.
Clea. Clea's bad to the bone most of the time. I think she would think this is cool. And then you even have Layla, that's what I'm saying. I knew I liked you. I'm like, get out of here. So then she said, it's like, hey, I need you to find me a necromancer.
Yeah, he thinks like maybe there's a necromancer behind it all and Clea can find him or her.
She goes, no, I like you, Midnight, but I'm not Steven. Please, you could do it.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. Oh, sorry, I'm a warlord, not a doctor. That's what she says.
She can do it. It's a bit.
It's weird. And then she goes, okay, but I will give you the
yeah.
power to find out for yourself. So she can give them the power to find out,
that's
Jim.
what I'm saying. How about cast it on yourself?
We get a crazy double page spread. I don't know what is going on.
It seems like a gimmick to get this art deal. I'm telling you,
it's
I'm
nice
gonna
art. Well,
I'm going to call this the Martian Manhunter effect, the absolute Martian Manhunter effect that everybody has to get wacky with their art now and do nonsense.
You will see the world as magicians do.
Yeah.
All the magic and the horror and the power.
But the best is when you see the world as magicians do, I think that we jumped into Monsters, Inc.
I think we're going into Pokemon.
Everybody looks like, that's what I'm saying. They look like little plushies.
It is Monsters, Inc. means Pokemon.
Look, I'm like, there's Pokemon, Mike Wazowski over here.
Hey.
Where's Sully? Yeah, I have all these things. I'm like, and they're playing the idea. I don't know that the artist and Jed McKay were on the right page here. They're like, it's crazy. It looks so horrible. It does not. It looks
doesn't
like
to me.
Pokemon.
It looks cute. It's like,
I'm telling you, I'm like,
catch them all, Jim.
Exactly. I'm Ash Ketchum. Look at me. It's going around. They're looking for like nonsense. Where's Goldine? And she's like, nobody likes Goldine. Yes, so they're flying around talking about this. It's just goofy. I was giggling. I'm like,
it's goofy.
This does not look.
It's my favorite double page in this.
Now, is
it
that you're doing this so that everything's goofy, so that when you get to the dark, it's darker? I don't know, but it seems like a fun bunch of times. So then they end up flying around. They're zipping around looking at Pokemon. Everything's bright. Everything's going on. Like, okay, let's get back to work. At this point, they were just like going around. They were trying to catch them all. You end up where they're like, okay, I think that this is where we should be. I think this is the place. Now, in that, it makes it feel like there should have been more of a better way of showing this. Like, it seems like this is the darkness, but it's actually brightly colored. This should have been darker. You do have like spirits above the house or whatever, but we didn't see enough, and it's too close.
On that point, Jim, can I ask you? Me and you, we're reading this digitally, right? Did you struggle reading the text box here?
Yeah, I did. Big time struggle.
Bright yellow. I couldn't even hardly read it with white text.
When there's times where I'll read on the computer.
Yeah.
And if it's like this, I got to switch it to the laptop because I'm going to have to like get in real close. But this should have been the spread page where everything was the Pokemon around it and then this big, dark, haunted-looking house in the middle.
Exactly.
To go, okay, I get it. Because when you just get to it, you're like, okay, it's just a house and things like, where's the Pokemon? But then, like, I think that's probably the
call
place.
Them all.
Yeah, really. So they go in, and then you get later. This is.
I know we get a time jump again, don't we? It's like, wait, what?
But the time jump appears to be them walking up the stairs into the house.
The time jump is like they going into the house.
The time jump is 2 seconds. What are they walking in slow motion? Maybe they went back to catch them all again. I said, this is what I said at the beginning. This time jump is 2 seconds, I think. Did they just stand there and look at this house for 3 hours?
Maybe.
And then I think that's probably the place. Later, the real world, and they're in the place. I mean, they're just walked in the door. Ay, they end up where actually he busts in the door then. So
he does. He boots it in, and then he's like slowly walk up the stairs. Jim,
what do you mean later?
I can feel the magic in my fillings.
Yeah.
Did you like that?
Well, I guess he's got a better dental plan than me.
God,
that's what I'm thinking. I feel it in the groin area. Yeah, even that, like the magic in your fillings, like you were imbued with able to see the world like a magician. Like. Now you're still, I don't know, but there's no Pokemon there. And then it's like, I figured it would come to you, you get from off panel. I figured it'd come to this. I'm disappointed that it did, but here we are. After all you cape types, you don't like it when anyone steps on your business, do you? Again, he's doing something that he needs to do, and you're like, who's this guy? Because I thought it was the Predator. And then you end up where he's like, hey, look at this. And he's got like, I don't know, tattoos that he's showing off.
He's taking his shirt off. That's what I thought. It's like,
telling you, it's like, hey, look at this tat.
Getting his chest out or something.
And like, that's going to look horrible.
But he doesn't, because then you see him in the t-shirt at the end.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he was just showing.
Yeah, showing.
He was like, hey,
the tats in the back.
Check out my tats. Look at me. I'm inked. And then Moon Knight's like, listen, that's if you don't have a face tattoo now a deal, you're not.
I know you.
Yeah, so he said, well, that's the idea as well. Again, you're going with the visual or this audio cue but we don't know that. So you're sitting there thinking, who the this?
When we get that, when you get him saying, I know you, that voice, I know you, I thought it's going to be huge, Jim. Did you like, oh my God, who's going to be? And it's like,
I'm like, it's Zodiac again. That's the only
guy
thing that's hit. Oh my
sat
God!
next to them in the
It's Achilles' Fairchild. Maybe he's back, right? So the other weird play is the guy said earlier at the beginning when, hey, you know, I've dealt with you capes before, and then in this cape is capital. I'm like, this is not hitting because you end up you're like, oh my God, and the reveal. It really feels like, and there was like the famous Justice League cartoon episode where I guess Lex had switched with Wally West, and he's like, finally I'll get to see who the Flash is, and he took off the mask, and because they Freaky Friday, he took off the mask. He's like, I don't know who the hell this is. That's what ends up with this. It is, and the way that Jed McKay plays this, it's such a drawn out. Oh my God, this is going to be huge. What is this going to be? Oh my God, the guy who's doing all this and sitting in a pentagram, it's Tommy Lee. Oh my goodness! Or it's Led Zeppelin. They sold
Where's
their
Pam?
Nope, it is a unnamed fella. We don't know his name.
It's Mr. FDNY.
Well, that's the thing.
Here he is again.
Here's the classic is they know that this is bullshit because they had to have him have that shirt on to try to connect to the beginning. It's the guy in the therapy session who said, oh man, I saw a lot of people die because of Wrecker. Oh boy. That's it. That's the whole play. That is the end of the issue.
I thought I'd missed something big time here, because
what the hell is good? Yeah, I thought that this was somebody else just wearing an FDNY shirt.
Oh my God,
it's the mask is there. You don't even need the mask because we don't know what the guy looks like. Like the idea they come in and this guy has a mask on and like, oh, he's going to reveal himself. What do we care? We don't know him. We had no idea who it is. So it was a big disappointment by the end, and it was a down issue, I thought. But what would you give it?
Yeah, for me, it's a very basic issue. It's like very confusing for me. So I don't know. I don't want to be too harsh on it. I quite like the art, even though it's a bit weird.
It's weird.
I'm going to go 5.5.
Yeah, I'm just a regular 5.
Yeah.
We'll see next issue. And I don't know that I'm loving this Layla. I don't know. It just isn't really hitting. But we'll see. The next issue comes in a couple weeks, so we'll be doing it again. Or you and Fear Monarch.
Two more for this run, right?
Yeah. So that's crazy. And then we start another new number. So weird. I remember seeing somebody that, like, not even legit weren't joking. Like, oh man, I'm glad that that Marvel's letting Jed McKay branch out when they announced that he was, because they didn't even know that Jed McKay was on Moon Knight. I was like, what? Like, branch out? He keeps doing the same thing.
He's doing the same thing, pretty much. Yeah.
So it's not great. And again, this whole run, Jed McKay, what he's been strong with this character work, that kind of gets thrown out in this issue. It's not very good character
That's
work.
it, for me and you, when we were really enjoying those like goofy, funny, moving issues. Like, how long ago was that? Now it's quite a long time ago. Yeah, no, it's not been that good, has it, for a while?
No,
I don't think
it's been down.
I feel bad saying that.
But it's just
it's not
like,
terrible. It's just not great.
You say it one more time, I'm going to get Fear Monarch, and me and him are going to do the podcast.
Okay, kick me out,
Maybe all
Jim.
3 of us will.
Do it.
That is that. That is it for this week. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for joining me, Gray. Because Halloween is coming up, we will end with a Halloween song. Not
cool.
Not the Gray AI song, which I will miss not doing that, but we will end with a Sus Records Halloween song that I promise is not really sus at all. Just the name.
Don't believe it.
It is by the Backside Boys. So you do have that. So this is a Halloween song. So thanks, everybody, and we'll talk to you all later.
Freaks and the fiends, the full moon glow making the monsters scream. Vamp chicks and fishnets, zombies in chains, werewolves howling, yeah, they love the pain. Mommy's getting unwrapped on the dance floor tight. Drax got his fangs out, looking for a bite. Dynamite Frankenstein stitched up to flow. Shock your system like lightning from below. It's the Monster Bash, baby, shake that tune.
hands clacking like a drumline crew. The witch in the corner giving stink eye to you said, "What's that brew?" She winked and smiled. "What's it, big boy?" And you go buck wild, change rattle rhythm, the grave gets loud. Even ghosts and sheets are getting down. Jason's flexing, breaking through the floor. Freddy at the door yelling, "Bitch, give me more." It's the Monster Bash, baby, shake that tune. Oh yeah, trick or treat and get on your broom. Bang your head till the coffins crash. Everybody get freaky at the Monster Bash. Yeah, she's a monster. She's a monster. Creep, yeah, she's calling the dead, but she's raising me instead. Got blood to shed, no silver, no steak, just bass in my chest. Got the devil in the mix, and he's dressed to impress. Moonlight's flashing, fangs in sight. She said, "Bite me, baby, and not just mine." Chains, flames, freak parade, this graveyard where legends get laid.
It's the Monster Bash, baby, crash that tune. Work that body and get in my room.
Grind till dawn, let the headstone smash. Everybody lose control at the Monster Bash. At the Monster Bash. At the Monster Bash. Bum 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 bum.